Yep.
At a 67, I remember.
Yep, that was it.
It's still there.
Okay. So let's see, round one, stress level was the highest number in the group, 67. Sadly, that's the only bike left sitting behind me at the moment. But stress level's probably down to a solid 7 out of 10. It's dropping massively, but been a rough couple weeks. Kind of mentioned the first video we did at A1 that West Coast was more of a warm-up and a learning experience, getting a few rounds on our belts, kind of learn how to operate the team, how to best help the riders, how we can best operate during the day to assist them before the final goal of doing 250s came up. And it's been an interesting few rounds. I did a round with Bloches at St. Louis where it was just me and him. I was his mechanic. We've done a few rounds with the trucks with the full group. And the goal was to go racing and try to get through it safely. And sadly, amongst the way, Bloches ended up getting hurt at his home race in Glendale, and we're not sure what point in the season he'll get back, so that's definitely a bummer and definitely low. It was weird going at that race because went from the highest of high to the lowest of low real quick, because the 450 class is absolutely stacked. At round one, I think we were one of 3 non-factory bikes in the main with Bloches. At Glendale, we got 2 bikes in the main with Robin and Bloches for a triple crown, so I got to see them line up 3 times each. And at that night, I was just so stoked on how everything was going, and it just seemed like such a good situation. And then I look up in the beginning of the 3rd main, and there's Bloches and Robin both laying on the ground, the whoops, and Robin jumped up, but Bloches didn't. And anybody that knows Chris or is a fan of his knows that dude is tough as nails, straight up pitbull. If he doesn't get up, there's a problem. We're hearing that he had a seizure on the ground. I'm thinking he's got friggin' head trauma or his back or something. Luckily, he's way better off than we expected. He had some surgery on his arm, has a few other little lingering injuries that have to heal up, but considering the moment, I mean, having one of your riders, like I said, leave an ambulance, going from literally hugging Jerry after he qualified out of the LCQ, came from 15th to 4th, I was just freaking out. And then it's ending the night with just me and one mechanic loading the trucks because people had to go to the hospital, and it's just like, where do we go from here? So picking ourselves back up, getting to do a little bit of action with the military appreciation. I personally have always liked this round, so we tried to do something cool. It's a Top Gun theme, did some cool helmets, some cool gear. And just kind of reset for our last round. We got the truck preloaded down. It leaves straight from this round to East Coast, and that's where the fun begins. Starling and Robin are gonna go ahead and ride 250 East like we planned, and we actually have Ben LeMay coming in to ride a 450 the rest of the year. Like I kind of said when I originally started this team, giving people an opportunity was kind of the point. Ben's been on the couch this year without a ride, so it's really cool to pick him up and get going. But yeah, we got one more West round here before the real grind begins, what I consider the real part of this series of what I wanted to show people. We've just been kind of collecting ourselves and learning how to get through it, and now like the real thing begins.
Yeah, we're out at Petco Park for the San Diego Supercross. First day on the 250, getting racing in the 450 class this time, and just getting it ready for East Coast. And it's good to get it out on the track. And so far, practice has been okay. The whoops were pretty big and a little challenging on the 250, but slowly getting better at it. And just kind of taking it step by step and learning the bike and getting used to the track and stuff like that. So I don't have much time on it, so it's nice to get on it and get laps down, and that's it. So,
like you said, it's posed a challenge going back to the 250.
Yeah, really the only challenges with the 250 is the whoops. Like you have to carry so much more speed in, and then you got to really focus on technique to stay on top. So if you ever drop and lose speed, you're kind of going nowhere at the end. So just really working on form and getting things squared away there, and just it's nice to kind of get that intensity back. I wouldn't say being lazy on the 450, but the 250 kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit more. My expectations for the night are just, get out there and get laps. I mean, that's what we're here for. And I mean, everyone on the team, that's kind of what we're here for. We're not really in the 450 class to set the world on fire. I mean, if we make the main, it's great. It's pretty stacked. So I think my goal is to make the main, obviously. I mean, I want to be in there and get more time on the bike, but and I think we'll be there. So just got to put down some good laps and get comfortable with the bike. Practice went pretty good. Last session, I think we all went faster, and the track was pretty good. The whoop's pretty beat up. Started feeling better on the 250, so just every time out, just learn bike and get ready for Tampa. That's what we can do. So no crashes, and everything went pretty smooth. Just got to get off to a good start in the heat and put it in the main. The heat went pretty decent, I'd say. Just 250 kind of struggled in some areas, like the long whoops and whatever. I got passed twice in the whoops. So actually, I felt like I rode really well. From the 450 to the 250, I think I had more consistent laps, and I think in some areas the 450 suited this track a little bit better. And I think all in all, it was a good day. Every time I was on the track, I felt better, and had everything get a good feel for the bike, so not too bad.
On to Tampa now, right?
Yeah, on to Tampa to do East, and I'm excited to drop down and do the 250 class. I think the 450 was good for me to kind of get in there and just get some laps on the track and get used to how they build whoops and sections and stuff like that all over again. So it's I'm excited to get in the 250 class and kind of step it up.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. No, Diego is over with. I just always like this around the military appreciation stuff's always cool. I get really into that, so I always have fun walking around the pits like shooting that stuff, so it was cool to participate. And Jerry got to break in his 250 race bike. I was actually stoked on his starts against 450s. It was kind of funny, mellow group, literally one bike under the truck, the only time we've done that all year, but I don't know, I guess on to the real deal finally. We've gone 1, 2, 3, this is round 4. Fourth time we have the truck out. Fourth time to kind of like learn what the heck we were doing. I think we finally have it down to science, especially like Jerry's mechanic Connor is at Aldi's with me. A couple of our guys have been in and out, but we have a couple of really experienced guys help us the next couple rounds, and yeah, we're finally like figuring out how to do this day to day. We're better just getting everything done quicker, able to assist the riders more. I felt like we were really able to do that with Jerry today from first session on. Felt like the team kind of came together and was actually able to be a team, not just like, oh look, here's a bike and we're parked somewhere and go race. Like actually able to do things to help the rider, whether it's mentally, line selection, setup on bike, things like that. So that's good to learn, because like flashing back all the way to what A1 was, if that was the race we were doing in the 250 class, like the one that matters, and that's how prepared we were, I would have, after that race, just laid in bed and cried for like just not feeling like we did what we could have for the guys. So it's nice to get a couple out of the way. I actually feel like, it sounds weird as team, like riders like say, oh, I feel like I'm prepared and I'm confident. Guess I'm a little more confident in what we can do for the guys next week, and it's where it's gonna get fun. There's gonna, like, none of these felt like there's been any pressure. I mean, I get nervous for the guys when they ride and stuff, but I feel like that's going to be a lot higher when we get to Tampa. I feel like, I guess I'm just excited to see what the roller coaster of emotions is like that day.